before sex.
Anyone who even says hello to them becomes a target.
That was Robin back on March 31st, I believe, saying before anyone even says hello to her, they become a target. Really, Robin? Imagine all the people that she said, oh, watch out for this one, that, you know, when, I mean, that's what people do to cover their own lies. Oh yeah, my spell check changed him to Jim, so it might have been confusing. I didn't even read it before I sent it. So my problem with Daniel actually started when Mark blew up my electric by breaking into the electrical closet. I lost my computer, which is why I was listening so closely to catch him admitting it. And what I heard instead was this.
Say when it comes to your stuff, you don't even fucking take care of yourself.
Which at the time sounded like Mark had put a gun on his son. So whether he was playing with the gun or metaphorically, I don't know. But I said I knocked on Daniel's door because I didn't know what to do. It sounded awful. There was door slamming. There was a lot of violence. Even Glynis called the police. And I didn't call the police. I don't call the police. I didn't used to anyway. And without getting into too much, I thought everyone must have heard it. Even the Bowles must have heard it. They live right above them. But I said to Daniel, did you hear that? Something about they put a gun on the baby? And Daniel said, I mind my own business. And I thought, yeah, I probably heard it wrong anyway. But then later, like weeks later, I overheard Daniel saying to Fiona that he thought it was, well, I don't know why Mark is in jail. I asked the police, they told me it was just drugs, but there were rumors that he'd sold a gun to an undercover agent, was what the story around town was. So I heard Daniel saying to Fiona, somebody must have told on him, you got to watch out for this one. And he was right outside my door. This is before all this started, so everybody had their guard down. And she goes, I know. And I thought to myself, because I was worried about a baby, and I asked the neighbors, should we be concerned? The idea that he would turn that around, maybe he was hitting on her, to impress her with whatever it was. I was so mad that I sent him a text. I only had his number because he gave me his card if I wanted movies. And I texted him like 3 times. And the third time was to say, fuck you, you've got to be kidding me. You would actually tell her, that I said something to you about the gun and imply that I was a snitch, like as if it was my fault Mark was in jail. And at the time it seemed, there's guns, it just felt dangerous. And it felt, imagine how furious someone might be blaming you for them being in jail or something, especially if it wasn't true, it was all ironic, blah, blah, blah. But the point is that was how Daniel and myself started fighting. And then a couple months later, maybe 3-4 months later, the flat tire incident started, where I didn't speak to him for months, the whole summer. And I did wonder about his girlfriend, because he had this beautiful, very nice woman living with him for a while. And then suddenly she disappeared after some strange behavior. I saw her one night parked up on the grass on the other side of the building, and she just seemed, upset about something and whatever. I talked to the state police about it. A detective named Sean something, and I told him, I said, I know this is probably my imagination, but blah, blah, blah. And he was just so violent, it wouldn't surprise me. The way he's big and loud without meaning to be, and so it just resonates with this violence. And anyway, when I asked, so I didn't speak to him all summer, and then when I asked him if he would mind parking somewhere else so someone could change my tire, he bit my head off. I guess he was in the process of losing his job or fighting with someone at work, and he had tinted windows. He was in a big black Suburban that he drove for work, And I didn't even see him on the phone. And he rolled down his window and he said, "Can you see I'm on the phone?" And so he rolled up his window and I thought, okay, well, I'll wait a couple minutes because I didn't even get to ask him. I just have someone coming to change my tire. That's what it was. And for that, this happened.
So I just asked this guy if he could move to park somewhere else. And I think he's the one that made me have a flat tire this morning when he's between his cars washing it. So there's my flat tire.
Oh, and also for the record, my car was keyed twice. There were 2 lines. I told the police about it, and of course, they didn't do anything.
And now he just gets out and is practically threatening me, coming over to me. And that's how I live in this fucking hell of a hole. You're acting.
You keep calling me out of my name.
Really, I have to live with this because I have a flat tire and I ask a neighbor to move their car
and you
yell at this. No.
Go die.
All right, let's stop it. Stop it. Stop it. I got it. Say when it comes to your stuff, you need to fucking take care of yourself. Chubby, please. Put it, don't throw it. Just get it, please.
And of course, the other irony that I'd always been protective of Fiona because for a couple years I thought she was a wonderful person. And so when I heard Daniel hitting on her and talking about having bags and suck dick.
What she doing always so much saying that no more. Put a dick in your mouth and get some money.
Yeah, but I...
You didn't say that. You should have told the people. Maybe it was just a girl you always talking about money.
Yeah, but I... I'll be back.
Yeah, I got baggage, right?
You gave me.
Did I? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't ever come around.
So I just asked this guy.
And, you know, gross stuff. I never wanted to, I edited stuff with her out of it as much as I possibly could. So it was ironic when I heard her a few months ago saying, "Oh, nobody in the building likes her anyway," and just ganging up on me with these slime balls.
Oh yeah,
that,
it was amazing to hear
just
Gina say
once
to
removed
Robin
from the previous slime balls
Daniel
who
and Glenn,
break down
well,
my
first
door
she started
and
with
what
you,
I've had to put up
and then
with
she
is
started
just
with
unbelievable.
and then she
So,
like as
yeah,
if
I don't want to get into this too much.
But she don't need to be talking about nobody. I said, because she went from her, started messing with her. So I here. Years ago. No, when I was here. No, when I was here. I wasn't even here 3 months.
You
Her?
talking to her,
It was
she's gonna
her.
go off.
It was
She
her.
doesn't like
Yes,
that. That's how a lot of our things start. Because she'll see me talking to her.
Yeah.
Oh, you was talking about me to her.
Yeah. It was from her
You know what?
to him.
You motherfucker, you.
No, first, it was Mark. Well, Mark's there. It was him. Then it was her.
Yeah.
Then it you. Then you. That's just what I mean.
Everybody
I
but
told you
her.
so straight up. I said, I'm not the one. Right. I told you. You messing with the wrong one, boo. So with your ass.
Oh, see,
Well, that's what I said. And that's what's on I told her. I said, you can't. Bitch, I bust her head wide open. And then she went up and took a picture. Said, this is the crap video. The reason why I called police Yeah, I said she might call police. Yes, I call her. I call police.
That's very kind of her.
Make sure you get this on camera. Bitch. Dirty bitch.
Come on, y'all.
Because you scare me. Why don't you go have another world? I'm stuck here. I can't afford to move. I can't afford to move. Why don't you and your husband go get a house?
You did that to yourself.
How did I do that?
You destroyed your life yourself with your own actions.
Oh, really?
With what you do to people. You created this mess.
Wait, I slipped a note under your door that asked why you were beating me up.
You're an adult woman.
And why?
Slipping notes under people's doors.
Because there was a lot to say.